So the video that I was talking about for the last one full day about Anthony being a Manchester United player and what should we expect and what we should not expect, absolutely not expect, and what we should actually expect, right? So we'll just go deep into the facts and figures first and see if whatever we are expecting of him, whatever we are wanting of him, whatever we think that he's going to do, is he actually going to do that, or are we just running behind another 100 million signing who's not going to be worth it? I personally think he should be worth it. I want him to be worth it. I want him to be successful at the club, and I also want him to stick to the club, right? Because what happens to players usually that they decide to come to the English Premier League, of course, after having performed somewhere elsewhere, maybe the Portuguese Liga, the uh, Dutch league, maybe somewhere in South America, maybe German league, like of course Bundesliga. So somewhere or the other, you know, they come to the English Premier League because of the hype, because of course their performances as well. They come to the English Premier League because they feel that this is the best place to boost or kickstart their professional football journey. Then what happens? An interest from Barcelona or Real Madrid comes in. I'm not saying they're superior teams, by the way. English teams are as good as currently. We have more money than the Spanish teams. We have better infrastructure than the Spanish team. Most of us, like we have bigger investors right now currently in the English Premier League. The clubs, if we go on the same pace for the next 10 years, I think we'll cross the Spanish leagues in terms of attracting top tier football talents, right? So that is how I feel the current state of European football is right now. And I'm talking about European football because the pinnacle of club football is in European football. I'm not talking about country or international football, I'm talking about club football, right? So thing that happens with European football is English Premier League becomes a first stepping stone for a lot of players. Then they move to Spanish league before maybe returning back to English Premier League to finish their career, or maybe just a stopgap again before going back to before going to another club to end their career with. This has been a long-term trend, or this has been something that has been followed, or this is something that we all have to accept and live with, right? Very rarely we see a player coming from a bottom tier league, maybe Portuguese league or maybe a Dutch league, who come to English Premier League, become a loyal member of a certain club and retire there, or spend their entire glory days together with the club. Of course, being able to perform at top tier and still staying with the same club. That doesn't really happen, right? It doesn't really happen. I don't know. Maybe take an example of Luis Suarez. Didn't happen. Take an example of Thierry Henry. Didn't happen. Right? Uh, we I don't know any example. Take an example of Cristiano Ronaldo. Didn't happen. Right? So these things don't happen, and we don't expect it to happen that way. Right? Because we are accustomed to it. Just the way how a club like Dortmund, Ajax, Sporting Lisbon, they're accustomed to building players, getting in talent, finding talent, scouting, top tier scouting by those clubs, of course. Like hats off to their scouts, getting in talent, nurturing them for the for their youth bit of the career, and then selling them for a good amount of money to the English clubs, or yeah, and then we shape them and then we send them off to Real Madrid or somewhere, Barcelona, right? I just want that if we and Anthony click, we both have to click together. That is when we will call it a successful journey, like we had with Ruben Nistelrooy, like we had with David Beckham, like we had with Cristiano Ronaldo. So if we click, right? If we click, We have to click together. And if that happens, what are the odds of the players not wanting to go to Real Madrid or Barcelona in the next 3 to 4 years? What are the odds? Because he's playing with players who have played for Real Madrid, right? We have at least 3 Real Madrid players right now currently who's playing for Man United. So there will be some kind of influence. But leaving that aside, he still have he still has a 5-year contract plus 1 year add-on if the club wants or he wants or whatever. Now, the main topic that we want to come to is what should we expect after all that has been said? What should we expect of Antony? What should we expect of Man United with Antony? Can we rely on him? Can he be a one-man, can he be a one-man show? Can he be a one-man run club? Can he do that? Can't do that. Firstly, right? Firstly, that cannot be the expectation. It might happen, rarest of fairest chances where he just comes in, dribbles past 5 players like a Messi once in a, I don't know, couple of centuries. We'll have a player like that. So, which honestly, some expectations that we have to tick. We should have a cross on. That will not happen. He will not just come in day in and day out and dribble past 7 players and score you a goal and win you a game. That will not happen. Again, should not be an expectation as well. Will he score lots of goals? No, he will not score a lot of goals. Will he create a lots of goals? I hope he does. But again, all the talent that he has only been proven in the Eredivisie and bits and pieces in the Champions League, of course. So why not? So I hope the goal creation matters. I hope the pre-assist, if that's the thing, I don't know. We get better service in the box. Those are the things that we can, we should expect of him. Should we expect him to be taking all the spot kick? All the free kicks and bending one past, once out of 3 free kicks. Can that be a possibility? Maybe if he develops as a player, he becomes one of the best free kick takers in the world. Who knows? He needs to work on his shooting though. His shooting has to be on point, at least in the Premier League, because I have seen a couple of games where his shooting was really wayward. Hope that improves. That will improve over time. He's just pretty young for everything right now, 21, 22 years of age. I think he will develop. Now, that being said, the player is pretty unknown. Not right now. At least a year ago, he was pretty unknown, right? Not right now because he has a great price tag on him. He's playing for the biggest club in the world. But just a year ago, there was a huge amount of audience who didn't know about him. At least not a lot. He didn't burst onto the stage. So, what made him do things that he does in a year or in a year and a half that his price tag jumped to 100 million? Firstly, we have to take out Manchester United as a buyer as the top reason why he costs 100 million, right? He should not. The maximum he should go for was 50 million, maybe 60 at most, pounds, of course. Should cost more than Lisandro Martinez because, of course, he's a winger or an attack-minded player or whatever. But he should not go for 100 million, right? He should not. So the reason why he's at 100 million price tag is because of Man United. Now, again, the expectations for a 100 million player. No, we cannot expect him to perform at the 100 million price tag for 100 games straight. We cannot do that. We as fans have this responsibility to not put that price tag as a pressure on Antony to deliver the way a 100 million player will deliver. By 100 million player, you know what I mean, right? The thing is, like Ronaldo, he was a 100 million player, not 100 million euros, but $100 million, right? So close enough. Like Gareth Bale, right? They were all proven on the Premier League standards, and when they went to their respective clubs, of course the same club, they did wonders, right? They broke all barriers, all records of trophy winning and everything that they had. They won everything. They won everything. Our goal together as fans should be to stand behind Anthony and not let him feel the pressure about 100 million price tag. That should, we as fans should not develop the idea that he costs 100 million, so he should do whatever the fuck Ronaldo has done at Real Madrid, or whatever the fuck Ronaldo has done at Man United while his time here, and we expect Anthony to do the same. Because I've seen a lot of comparisons being drawn that we found a Ronaldo replacement. Dude, we are never going to find a Ronaldo replacement. We are never going to do that. We should be very realistic about that as well. A Ronaldo replacement doesn't happen like this. A Messi replacement doesn't happen like this. 5 Ballon d'Ors, not happening, dude. Not fucking happening. Haaland can score 900 goals. That still won't happen. 5 Ballon d'Ors, no, dude. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to spend at least 5 years to get 5 Ballon d'Ors. 5 years for 5 Ballon d'Ors. And at this competitive age, very difficult to do that. A player like Messi, a player like Ronaldo has done it. Of course, all the respect to them. But now, again, you cannot just expect one player to win 5 straight Ballon d'Ors. And by the time mix and matches happen, you win once and then lose again and then win once again. By the time you win a couple of them, or maybe 3, there are players who are better than you and who become better than you, and you maybe fall out of the game. Consistency is the key. Not a lot of player has that. We as fans have the duty to stand behind Anthony and support him to the very end, so that his 100 million price tag is not a cause of his downfall. He should not feel the pressure. Just 21, he's a kid, right? He has a kid, of course, but he's still a kid. He's not that mature enough that he can take all the pressure in the world. He's coming from a very different and very, I don't want to call the league substandard. It's one of the biggest teams in the world, Ajax still, but the competition that is there is pretty substandard, right, compared to the EPL. So he's coming from that part of the world to the biggest league in the world, undoubtedly. And we will, of course, expect him to perform, but we have to stand beside him. We have to help him perform. And that is what my idea of expectations from this player should be. He's very exciting, of course. We will want to that. But again, the 100 million price tag should not define this. Should not define how he plays week in and week out. The 100 million price tag is a fault of the Glazers, a fault of our hierarchy at Man United. It's not the player's fault. It's not Ajax's fault. It's not Ten Hag's fault. It's the fault of everyone that was concerned with bringing the player in financially in the Man United camp. And that is John Murtough. That is the Glazers, right? So we should always understand that the Glazers need to go, firstly, because of all this that's happening, the drama. If a player of like Anthony, who comes with a lot of promise, of course, from wherever he's coming, he comes with a lot of promise at the end of the day. Because Ten Hag wanted him, but he didn't want him for 100 million, right? They wanted him. I understand that. So when a player is coming with a 100 million price tag because of your fault, because of the club's fault, because of whatever rotten kind of business and shady business that the club is doing behind the scenes, because of that fault, a player should not suffer and the fans should not turn against a player. And that is what I believe the realistic expectations behind Anthony should be. Yes, we expect him to perform, play for the badge, not expect him to turn into a fucking Ronaldo. Players don't have a button, right? For the longest we thought we are getting a Ronaldo replacement in Depay, in Rashford, in fucking, I don't know, Nani. Players don't turn out like that. Players don't. It's the reality of life. It needs to hit here real bad. The reality should hit here real bad. It will not happen. What can happen is we can get a good player, a decent player. We can develop him, work on him, and make him one of the best players in the world. Of course, why not? We all expect him to be. He's from a top tier footballing nation called Brazil. He has all the exciting skills in the book. He can run past players. He can, cross the ball in the box and expect someone of course his own team to be at the end of it for like 90% of the times. Crosses and his uh, assists or his goal making abilities are at the highest level, right? But only proven in the Eredivisie. They have scored a lot of goals, and I think 80% of all the goals that they have scored in the last one and a half year, has been a result of Anthony doing some kind of, you know, trickery or magics, at least in the assist or pre-assist. That's a huge number, 85%. That's a huge number for all the goals that has been scored in the Eredivisie. Either he assists or plays the ball in the box where there is no other chance of someone else, of opponents being able to, touch that, and that falls on someone else's feet, and then he has a very clear assist. So the goal and assist numbers are not great as per se, but you know what I would say, creation technique or his ability to run past players and have an indirect hand in a goal, not hand literally, but you know what I mean, is insane. And we should be able to see it very soon once he starting for Ten Hag. And I think from there we can decide on where player uh, can be a make or break for the squad. But we need to give him enough time. We need to give him enough space. We cannot be on his throat 24/7. That is what my idea of expecting things from players who come up with a big price tag and a huge reputation. All players who wore number 7 after Ronaldo, they failed miserably. Not one player performed at the highest level that we expected them to. Not one. Not one. No one. I'll try and name some, right? After Ronaldo, what did we have? We had Depay. We had I think Valencia started the number 7 trend, right? We had Valencia. That was a failure, right? What? Why would you like? Why Valencia? Number 7. It was good. He was a great wing back. He was doing good for himself. Not a number 7 kind of a player, right? The United number 7, the legendary number 7, right? Then we changed to, I don't know, maybe Depay. Then we changed to we had Michael Owen for a while. So we all know how that turned out. He was, most of all, he just finished his career over here, right? So you could not expect much of him. Then we changed to Depay. We changed to Di Maria. We, I don't know, did who wore it? Who wore it after Depay? Oh, after Di Maria. Not sure. Not sure. I think Cavani wore it straight after Di Maria, right? Sanchez wore it for some time. Alexis Sanchez wore it, or did he not? I will try and. Even if Sanchez wore it, yeah, Sanchez wore it, right? Yeah. So it started with Valencia, Owen, Di Maria, Depay, Alexis Sanchez, and then Cavani. So the best Ronaldo replacement that we got after Ronaldo was Ronaldo himself, right? He came back and won the Player of the Year. So again, an idea of what realistic expectations from players should be. A Ronaldo or a Messi is a once in a lifetime kind of a player. Stop having expectations of their standards. It's good to have expectations, I know, but it's bad when those expectations turn bitter. And that is where we suffered a lot as fans. We should not have that expectation. We all want to back the player up, that we are all going to do, but let's be responsible about all the support that we are going to throw on his face. Let's be responsible for all the banter and the memes that are going to come, because he's a flashy player. He's going to miss a few dribbles here and there. He's going to fuck up here and there. We should stand behind him, let him back his abilities, and let, as fans, support him till the end, right? And let's see where this journey of United and Anthony takes us. That is my expectations. I hope I was able to express whatever I had in my heart. I was not feeling like making a video today. I was really, I don't know, off. But I did want to encourage whoever is watching this video about what their idea of Anthony should be, before he stepped onto the pitch. And I think this is the best time I could have made this video. I feel that I was able to convey it, and I feel that, together as fans behind Anthony, we can achieve wonders. Right? I believe in the player, but I don't believe in the system that we followed behind all the players that we had. You know, high price tax players in the last couple, 10 years. I don't support the system that we had, because all the players that came in after Ronaldo left for the number 7 jersey. I'm not saying Anthony is a number 7, but he has come with a big price tag, so it somehow matches. The expectations kind of matches, even though he's not wearing number 7, but it kind of matches because Ronaldo is there. Maybe if Ronaldo retires, he might get the number 7. That is what should be. I mean, that is how things are, right? So all the players that came in after Ronaldo left in 2009, I mean that season, 8-9 season, were all proven players. They were all good players. They were all great players, if you ask me. But they couldn't take the pressure. Di Maria was a great player. He was a great player, right? What the fuck happened to him when he came to United? He became so bitter. I don't know. For whatever reasons, I don't want to get into the reasons, but as a player, he was not performing. Sanchez, oh my god, what a fucking signing, dude. But what did he do with United? Fuck me. Depay, one of the best talents in Europe. What the fuck did he do? Maybe Cavani did justify it a little. He did try to salvage our season. But again, what happened the season after that? It faded away. He became injury prone and blah blah blah. What we expect of the number 7s should not be, affecting the players at that point of time. I know you come to Man United with certain kind of pressure and all. You have to play under pressure, but the pressure should be inside the player for him to perform well, and not coming from everywhere outside all the time to bring them down. The negative pressure, positive pressure is a different thing. You take them and you work towards it. You channel it really well. But the negative pressure that like we do to Maguire these days, I mean, he kind of brought it upon himself, with the terrible display for a great stretch of time. But that happens. Now there's no turning back for Maguire. I don't think the fans will ever love him. Same with Van Bissaka. I don't think the fans will ever love him back, or want him to be a top tier player, or want him to be a regular starter for United. That will not happen, right? Again, whatever. This is my idea behind it. Long video, but it was all that I needed to say about Anthony and how we can together be behind him. Thank you guys for watching. The boy from Humble Discussions going out. See you after tonight's game, maybe tomorrow.